Hello, everyone, and welcome to Investing and Trading Live. My name is Josh Lilquist. Today is Monday, July the 10th, and it is the stock market open. It's 8:29 Central Time. Market's about to open. Looks like markets are going to open slightly gapped down here today. We have some news coming out this week. Today, we're going to go through a quick market upcoming session on what's happening here today, some of the movers this week. It looks like the market has opened, and markets have opened down just a smidgen. It's 8:30 now, Central Time. We'll look at the news upcoming this week. We'll peek at the S&Ps, the Dow, the NASDAQ, silver, gold, as we always do. We'll look at some stocks as well. And also, with some of the headlines we have coming up here, what are some of the things people are seeing? I just opened up, looks like it is MSN, and I don't even know what it's from, but it says, we've just created a watch list for you. And it has Meta, Amazon, AMC, and GME as some strong recommends for buys and sells. So we'll analyze that real quick here. But just peeking at the markets opened up, gapping lower, and the S&P 500 is up currently 22 cents on the day. So as markets just opened up here, we're going to show some volatility right away. Market is moving pretty good. The NASDAQ also gaps. Well, actually opened pretty roughly around the same price. Currently up 47 cents. That was the Dow Jones. The NASDAQ up 27 cents currently. Did slightly gap down, but basically right at the same price there. So currently at 336.55 on the NASDAQ. That's the QQQ. We're looking at the ETFs. QQQ, NASDAQ, the DIA Diamonds, the Dow, and SPY for the S&P 500. The U.S. dollar, this one has shown a little bit of movement here today. It did open up roughly around the same price, actually gapped up a tiny bit, but it's so small it doesn't matter. It did shoot up to about 102.53 and back down currently at 102.36 on the day. That's the U.S. dollar. So the dollar showing strength right away, a little bit weaker, so we'll continue to monitor this to see what the correlation with the stock market is on Monday here. Let's look at some headlines on, this is an interesting one. Here is Bloomberg 2 hours ago saying there's more pain ahead for S&P 500 as profits warnings loom. So what's the real reason they're saying this? Well, who knows? I'm not sure. But these are clues that we can use in our trading and investing. So it's not about the news, as my good friend once said. It's about the clues. Benzinga 3 hours ago, market volatility decreases following non-farm payrolls reports. So just some news, and as we know, this is just entertainment, and as we can use this as clues as far as what could be happening on the markets moving forward. So that being said, I'm going to pull up Market Watch and just see what their headlines are. Here's one. It's time to pause on U.S. stocks, say Citigroup strategists. They say invest in these places instead. I'm interested to see what they're talking about here. But what does that really mean for us as investors? Okay, if they're telling us time to pause on investing in stocks, well, what are they doing? And that's kind of what we want to take into consideration. So then we want to look at the charts and see what the chart is telling us to do, because that's not lying. That's telling us exactly what we need to be doing based off price action, and we can just use our supply and demand analysis for that on our investments. Okay. All right, so let's look at, we looked at the main indexes here. Let's look at Bitcoin. That's up $52 on the day. Whoop-de-doo at $30,240 per Bitcoin. A couple stocks here. Actually, matter of fact, Let's look at some of the big movers on the day, or we should say the top movers of the stock market. It'll most likely be stocks that most of us probably have not heard about. That's kind of usually the theme on that. Markets. Top percent gainers. Mobilecom Limited, MOB, up 113%. Jupiter Wellness, JUPW, up 70%. I haven't heard of these. We have a Biosystems and a metals company up 23.72%. So those are your top movers on the day. All right. NVIDIA down 43 cents on the day. So some of the stocks are down, even though the stock market, as far as the indexes, are showing some strength. Some of the main ones. NVIDIA is down. Apple is down $1.38, under 190. So we'll see what happens there. Tesla is up about 85 cents, $1.05. That one's moving pretty quickly. Meta is up pretty good here on the day. Wow. Maybe their Threads is giving them some strength here, up about $7 on the day, 2.39% right on the open. Gapped up from the 290 close, gapping up to 297. So Meta is showing some major strength there. I don't see any headlines in the news. If they do, is they're obviously doing it afterwards. Airbnb up 1.2%, PayPal up 1.44%, Google down 1%, Amazon down 1.3%, and the one we've been talking about the last few weeks, Bed Bath & Beyond down 27% to 3 cents. Interesting there. Same thing with BBBYQ, which was the Teddy Holdings they were talking about in the news last week, down $8 cents on the day, 8% on the day, bringing that down to it opened up at 27 cents roughly. So that's just another dog to stay away from. Why even go look at it? So we talked about at the beginning some of the strong buy recommends, the strong sell recommends. AMC was a strong sell recommend. Now, that one is up currently 1% on the day. So was there some bias on what were they trying to do there? Trying to tell people to buy or to tell people to sell? Who knows? But it probably got some money in the market. We talked about last week with AMC that the headline was over $200 million has been invested into AMC as of late. So maybe they're trying to bring some attention to it and tell the people time to sell when they're buying. Who knows? We just want to focus our attention on the price action, the charts. That's telling us what to do. So currently at a 425, we talked about some doing some options on that. I believe that was on June 20th or maybe June 20. It was the last week of June we talked about that, and those are still holding pretty strong. So those $3 strike price cash queued puts so far looking pretty darn good. And but AMC is a news driven market that could easily go straight down and have some trouble there. So just be careful with AMC here as you move forward. Another one was Meta. That was a strong buy, which is kind of doing a strong buy. Market opened up so people wouldn't have had the opportunity to get into that. So that could show some strength here in the morning, and then we'll see what happens with the price. Let's just look at supply and demand and see if there's a reason why they did that. If there's a supply zone near current price which actually there is. Well, not necessarily, but looking on a weekly chart, you have a pretty sloppy supply zone. So that one I'd say, with the news there, it's a strong buy. Well, it's up 231%. Well, yeah, no crap, right? Well, is it at the end of this run? It's gone up pretty fast here. It's probably due for a pullback. So just be careful with what you're doing with Meta here, Meta, formerly known as Facebook. Snapchat up 1.54%. That was down in the week last week. So there's some good moves here in the markets this morning. Let's look at the news for the day. Today, not a whole lot for the United States, but I believe towards the end of the week we have some big ones coming up here. We talked about last week, New Zealand on Tuesday, 10 p.m. has their rate statement. We have the Canadian dollar having their monetary policy report and the rate statement on Wednesday. Thursday, the United States have PPI, core PPI as well, and unemployment claims. So Thursday could be a mover. And then Friday, the prelim U of M consumer sentiment. So there's a little bit of news here this week. So not more as far as for the United States, not towards the end of the week. So this could be a pretty solid week here moving forward. Not a lot of news driven data coming up. So we can focus on our chart, supply and demand, and make our decisions based off of that. And just beware of the news if you are trading short term with any currencies, with Canadian dollar on Wednesday and the New Zealand dollar on Tuesday. So we'll continue to monitor these markets, and we'll do a session here tomorrow. If you like the session, make sure to like the podcast and subscribe and click the bell. Anytime we do a podcast, if you have the bell clicked, we're doing these live. You can hop on and follow along with us and also ask questions as we're going here. So if you have questions, type them in any chat platform. I know Spotify has a good platform for typing in questions for the show that comes straight to the email. And make sure to be protected on RE positions. Take profits when they are and when they're available. And as always, retire young, my friends.